This is Pastors Live, a Rev FM production podcast. Join Pastors Dave, Ty, and Shane for a fresh, fun, and often unpredictable take on faith, the Bible, and the world around us.
Hey, so everybody, it is Pastors Live. We're having a slow start because, well, we got to have our coffee and our donut apparently this morning.
From Amazing Glaze.
From Amazing Glaze.
Coffee, donut.
Hi, Pastors Live.
Yeah. Hey, Shane, so you had a birthday recently, like yesterday, right?
Yesterday, man.
Yeah, so you're now 22, right?
I'm now 22.
Okay, all right.
Taylor Swift sang about me or something.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yay!
Preach
well
it,
done,
brother.
Gary. Well done, Gary. That's great. I think when pop stars in football meet up, I think bad things happen. I think that's just bad things happen. Yeah. But by the way, happy birthday, belated, but happy birthday.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're really thankful for you, Shane, and thankful just to watch you grow. And I'm so glad that risk was taken on you, more than you know. I'm so thankful for you, man.
Well said. I like that.
Because somebody needs to take a risk on everybody at some point, and that was awesome because watching you grow has been so much fun. Right, I remember just your gauges in your ears, and you're reading through your Message Bible, trying to keep up, and that was so much fun.
So
man.
cool.
So, watch you grow, man.
The upper room.
Yeah, of course. And then we're talking about your teaching for the youth conference.
Yeah.
That's coming up. And, Laodicea, and so we're really kind of excited for that. And so all the teachers discussed what they were teaching, so you're not teaching the same thing, right?
I've been checking with Ryan, and he says so far everything's good. So
okay, all right.
I guess we'll see.
Okay, I guess we're going to find out. Okay. Well, super excited for you guys. Hey, today is a day we're not going to worry about. We'll go on to the next one.
No.
It's not.
No, we're celebrating.
Okay, well, apparently it's National Bose Day.
Yeah, Bose.
So Bose sound system today. So apparently,
Happy Bosses Day,
Oh,
Ty.
yeah. Well, okay. Well, Jesus is the boss, and so
He is.
We'll focus on him. But how about a National Small Town Department Store Appreciation Day? Sounds really long. By the way,
It does.
We didn't get to spend a lot of time yesterday about, talking about the daily reading.
Right.
And there's a whole lot of talk about bosses. Paul
true.
deals with bosses in
Thessalonians.
the last chapter of Colossians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Masters,
right.
man.
So that's okay. We can talk about Bosses Day. If you're a boss,
Yeah.
Paul says treat those people that work for you, treat them justly, pay them fairly.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then he slips in that warning, and he says, because you too have a master in
That's
heaven.
you have a master. And then he says, and if you have a boss, you better be working hard.
You better be working hard, yeah.
Well, and that's a good point, Dave. You and I have talked about this idea of what is it? Mediocrity is perfection.
It's excellence to the mediocre.
That's right.
Sorry, I got a mouthful of donut.
Well, we told you the program is going to be a little different today because we have donuts on the table. So, we're honoring our brother Shane. But I think that's a very disturbing issue. Is I think that we do live in a world where, and I think really in the last 4 years, we've seen a lot of people that are struggling with what it is to work. Mm-hmm. Like, what is it to work? What is it to labor? And what is it also? But I also believe that we see people who struggle with what is it to lead. And I think it's a two-edged sword. I think when you have people that they're just wanting to be mediocre, and then you're a supervisor, and you have a supervisor, and somebody's, hey, this isn't getting done, and you're trying to get people to get things done. There's this real interesting clash because people don't want to do things well. And as Christians, especially as employees, the scripture tells us to do all things as unto the Lord in every area of our life, marriage, Bible study, work, whatever it is, we want to do it unto the Lord. And there's a stewardship issue that comes with that. So I think that's important because I think that I always remember that I'm a man under authority always, and I have to remember that. And that does temper my speech and my direction, things that I do. There's probably times I let things go that I shouldn't, but I want to be gracious. And so I know that I have to process that. Like, if that was me, what would I want? But also, hey, what do I want to do if I'm serving? How do I want to do that? Have you guys noticed a change? Because I've really noticed a change. I noticed it in customer service and other things, but I've noticed a change in our culture. And I kind of miss that when you go into a place and there's really, really good customer service. You go, oh wow, somebody really has a heart, because you can train people, but they still have to have the heart to do it.
Yeah, and I think it's just a product of a society that's focused on themselves, right? And I think we've turned away from that service, because in the old days you were focused on helping people, and it wasn't necessarily all about you. But now it's kind of like, hey, I'm clocking in so I can just do my thing, and everybody needs to revolve around me, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've all had,
like,
sorry. But everybody in this room has had entry-level jobs, right? Do you guys remember what those were? I would love to know from our listeners. We'd love to hear from you. It's therev.fm. So send us a note at therev.fm.
Pastors Live.
Pastors Live at the Rev. It's not on the. It's not on the thing anymore, and I didn't look. So, Pastors Live at the Rev.fm. Pastors Live at the Rev.fm, and we'd love to hear from you. What was your entry level job? What was your first job? First job where, like, you had to fill out the paperwork. Like, what was your entry level job? We've all had those, right? Gary, what was your entry level job?
I was a red vest, what they called like a box boy at Smith's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a red vest. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. Bagging groceries.
Yeah, bagging groceries.
Yeah. Okay. Dave,
Really?
what was your first like entry level job?
I was a custodian at Calvary Baptist Church, where I grew up, for 2 years, my junior and senior year of high school.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. And Shane, what was your
Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, because I was entrepreneur, but my first real, like, I'm thinking back, my first real entry level job, I was a prep cook at a Shakey's Pizza, So
Hey, you guys, easy now, easy.
What?
We don't want any pizza fights here, okay? Pizza Hut, Shakey's, okay?
Shakey's wins.
Relax,
Easy.
everybody. Oh wow, wow. Man, are you French? 'Cause that was a quick truce.
That was. I was like, I don't know.
That white flag went up immediately.
Well, here's the problem. When you work at a restaurant, you comes to the point where all of a sudden you don't like to eat at that restaurant, and that's why we used to barter out.
Sure,
Did you guys ever do that?
Oh,
Dave, did you guys do that? Like,
we did. Now, it's funny. When I was managing a family restaurant in Los Angeles, we were the best Italian food. I mean, we were the best Italian food. But there was a Mexican restaurant in town, and we had Baskin Robbins. And the team from Baskin Robbins would call and say, "Hey, how about a large pepperoni pizza for a couple of quarts of ice cream of your choice?" So I'd ask the team, "What do you guys want?" "Oh, we want this, that, or the other." So you get 3 quarts of Baskin Robbins ice cream, and we'd run the driver over with a large pepperoni pizza, and he'd come back with ice cream. So yeah, that was fun.
Did you guys ever do that?
Yeah, we would get Domino's delivery to the back. It was awesome. It was awesome.
There's
people from Pizza Hut listen to this show.
And I'm telling them the truth, man. Wow. I once was blind, but now I see.
Oh man,
that's rough, bro.
Yeah, we would do.
I worked at the Pizza Hut in Chubbuck.
Yeah.
Right. When I was pastoring in American Falls, I did the lunch rush at the Pizza Hut in Chubbuck, and I have to tell you, we had good pizza. So I don't know what was going on with your Pizza Hut. Our Pizza Hut had good pizza.
I will say this. We still had the dining room with the open salad bar, and then they brought in sandwiches. They had like Italian sandwiches.
There you go.
Those things were bomb.
Yep.
I would take one of those any day of the week.
There you go.
I'm not a fan of deep dish, and that's really what Pizza Hut was like all about. And I just think deep dish is
Save us, Ty. I know it's his birthday. We're being kind, but, save us, bro. You were a food prep guy.
Yeah, I was a food prep guy, so I was responsible for that back door, and so we would a lot of times what we'd want to do is just get outside of, like, okay, we just don't want it to be pizza, and so we would call over, like, especially the ethnic restaurants. Like there was a Chinese restaurant that was, 2 blocks over.
Yeah, there you go.
And so we just have our
Trade
drivers.
out.
Yeah, we just have our drivers trade
right.
out.
There you go.
And so, but I did pizza delivery as well. So, like I moved up at one point, and once I had a license, I was able to do deliveries.
There you go.
But Gary, did you ever work in food where you guys did that?
No.
Okay, you just bagged other people's food.
Yeah.
He bagged
Okay.
other people's food.
That
and
was
he
the extent of it.
Finished concrete.
That's right.
Yeah, finished concrete.
We don't
bagged
want
other
those
people's food.
hands anywhere near food.
No, not at all. But you know what? We really do. We want to say, hey, look, we really do appreciate small town department stores.
Yeah.
Living in a small town, Alco was a big deal. King's was a big deal. I think King's is gone now. I'm not sure if Alco is gone.
Ernst.
Ernst. Yeah, the Ernst.
That was a fun store.
That was a fun store, Ernst. Dave, what was your department store when you grew up? What was the thing?
I grew up in Bellflower, California, and back then it was sort of a small town. And for our department store, we had Zody's, which became Calvary Chapel Downey.
Nice.
So when Zody's went out of business, the folks at Calvary Downey bought that whole complex. But that was a big one in Southern California, was Zody's.
Yeah.
And you'd have to be my age to even remember that.
Yeah. What about you, Shane? What was a department store when you were?
I don't think
He's thinking right now, Target.
No, I don't think that.
Because you were in Auburn, California.
We were in Auburn,
right?
but also here, and I think the biggest one for me growing up that I remember the most would be JCPenney or Sears. Like that's what my mom went to.
Yeah.
And we had the catalogs and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff too. So.
Oh yeah.
Remember the Christmas catalog from JCPenney and Sears?
Yeah.
Man, that was just like you drool over
man.
those. Oh yeah, hours and hours.
We'd circle stuff. We'd dog ear it. We'd leave it around for mom and dad to find. Like we'd do all kinds of things.
But I don't know the one here. I don't think there was like a local one here that I remember.
Hold on. I got to back up here real quick. Calvary Downey bought Whitefront. That was Whitefront. Zody's was a few blocks away from that. Those were our two small town department stores. So anybody from Calvary Downey listening go, no, we didn't buy Zody's. We bought Whitefront. It was Whitefront that they bought. My bad.
So for us, it was Montgomery Ward's.
Remember Monkey Ward's?
Yep,
man.
or JCPenney's. That was kind of the thing. But yeah, so Shane, the whole. But that was the first. What I don't think people realize, and this is kind of fun. Before we get into the word, because we got some things to talk about in the Bible today.
Good stuff.
But one of the things about JCPenney's was it was kind of the first Amazon, because you could order, it would be shipped to the store, and you'd go pick it up. I mean, it was really, the JCPenney's catalog. But if you think about it, the modern JCPenney's that we knew wasn't like what it was at the turn of the century, where you could order a house from Sears or JCPenney's, and they would deliver you a home on the back of a train,
a flatbed
train, and you can't do that now, but we're getting to the point where Amazon's starting to do shipping container homes and things like that, where we're getting back almost full circle to that, which is kind of interesting because there's nothing new under the sun, according to the scriptures.
So very quickly, two things. You notice you're saying JCPenney's.
I know it's Penny.
With an S, right? And people do it all the time. They say Fred Meyer's.
Right.
There's no S on Fred Meyer. Right. But isn't that funny? I mean, everybody did that. JCPenney's. My grandfather even used to go to Kmart's with an S. It was like, Pop, there's no S on there.
That's why
I'm heading over to Kmart's.
Understood.
Understood. I'm going to sit here and read the book of Revelations while you're gone to JCPenney's.
I know. Sorry.
But the other thing is, did you know JCPenney, as well as Hershey, right? The man who invented Hershey's chocolate. Hershey chocolate.
There you go.
JCPenney and Hershey both were born-again Christians, and they were so wealthy, they lived on 10% and tithed 90%. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
JCPenney was a 90% tither giver, not tither, but a giver, and Hershey was a 90% giver and lived on 10%. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, and that's why my grandfather did not go to the war, because he made chocolate.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. No, that was important. Trust me.
Yep, it was. Yep, and I remember going up to, I remember going by the Hershey factory when I was a kid, And the amount of train tracks that went in there.
Right.
Holy cow, man. There was so many. But listen, we've got some great Bible readings today. We do happen to have, and by the way, can they still come to the youth conference, Shane? Is that still open?
Yeah.
Is it kind of just going to be open until it's over? Okay.
I think it's
all right.
I think it's open. Show up, register. You can still register.
Okay, yeah. We would love it if you register. It kind of helps the guys out and let them know who's coming. So, but just so you guys know, also Operation Christmas Child shoeboxes. We were answering some questions online yesterday. People were like, did I miss it? Oh, no, you didn't miss it. And, we were giving them some information. But, guys, we're in Daniel chapter 1, Psalm 101, Proverbs 27:13, and 1 Thessalonians 1. And for me to, in the reading today, I think one of those things that I always love it when something in the Bible is really obvious. And, of course, in Proverbs 27:3, it says, a stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. And think about people who are being foolish with their speech, foolish online, foolish with their marriages, and all those things. And that weight, that wrath that comes, that punishment that comes, is heavier than bearing and carrying that stone. And I love that Hebrew word for wrath. It's that idea of that vexation. That a thing that's happening, and so man, that's really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Bible is really clear about the fool. If you read through Proverbs and you pay attention to the fool, it's a good and wise decision to not be like him. And man, I love Daniel in Daniel chapter 1 today. It really pairs well with the Psalm, I believe, because Psalm 101 is all about being a man of biblical integrity, the integrity of the Lord. And here you have Daniel and Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, known commonly as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They are taken from their homeland into captivity to Babylon, and they're kind of put through the ringer, so to speak, and put into a whole new culture and world, but they choose to not have their ways defiled. And they say, hey, listen, man, we're not going to defile our inside with the king's meat, with the king's food. We are going to hold true to our God's diet and not shame ourselves with those things. And God blesses them for that, holding to that integrity, man. And I know we were talking about, the modern era
as we're eating donuts,
right? the modern era of like, hey, everybody who is in work is kind of having an expectation of everybody serving them instead of them serving others, and that's not what Daniel and the boys did.
Yeah. Pardon me, our reading in 1 Thessalonians, speaking of people, particularly Christians, living out our faith with integrity. I love this in 1 Thessalonians where Paul says, you guys were examples to all that believe in Macedonia, Achaia. From you, the word went out, the word of the Lord went out, not only in Macedonia and Achaia, but also in every place your faith toward God is spread abroad, so that we don't even have anybody to preach to, And I love that, because what's he saying to them? Because of you guys, because you actually live what you say you believe, the word spread throughout the entire Greek peninsula as the Thessalonians are sharing the word of God. And man, you think about that. If every Christian that was in church, good Bible-believing churches here in our own town, and I know there's people listening from all over the place, but I'm just thinking Idaho Falls. So if you think of all the really neat Christian churches here in Idaho Falls, if everybody that was in church last week told one person this week about the gospel of Jesus Christ, and they turned around and did the same thing, in about 4 weeks, all of Idaho Falls will have heard the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. That would be a wonderful complaint from the Apostle Paul. Hey, dear pastors in Idaho Falls, I was going to come and do a crusade there, but golly, everybody in Idaho Falls has heard the gospel thanks to you guys.
You have it under control.
How awesome would that be? That would be pretty groovy.
It would be pretty groovy.
That would be groovy.
Hey, listen, we're running out of time for today, but
And we're running out of time to share the gospel, so get with it, everybody.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, and there's some truth to that too. Hey, by the way, we're really thankful that the hostages are home.
Yes,
We're
thank you,
thankful
Lord
for what's
Jesus.
going on in the Middle East. We're praying. I've had some very interesting conversations. We can talk about those probably on tomorrow's program. We do have some great comments that came in. We're going to try and get to over the next couple of days. Listen, you are loved. You are family. Thank you so much for being with us, and God bless you.
You've been listening to Pastors Live, a Rev FM production podcast. Join us again for more Bible talk, laughter, and unexpected tangents. Questions or feedback? Pastors Live at therev.fm. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.